One of the questions I get asked quite a lot is, how do I know if I do my pelvic floor practices correctly? Well, there are different kind of pelvic floor practices. Some aim to relax and release the pelvic floor. Some are to contract different parts of the pelvic floor. And some are very slow movements and some are quicker movements. So there are different kinds. But what you want to know is that you can relax the pelvic floor. That's almost the most important thing, that you're actually able to relax it. That doesn't mean, it means expansion, not pushing down. It's that openness when we take a deep breath in and the rib cage expands in all directions. The same thing in the pelvic floor. You can get that expansiveness and stretch. So the other thing that most people, especially women, are very concerned with is they want the strength and lifting in and up. And that's really important too. But you also don't want a tight pelvic floor. You really want to be aware of both. But to contract the pelvic floor muscles, it is as if you draw the muscles inwards and upwards. So the aim is to draw in and up. For women, I sometimes say it is as if you draw in and up towards the cervix. And that doesn't really matter what part of the pelvic floor you engage with, because it's like the cervix and the womb is our very center. So if we think of drawing in and up towards the womb or towards the cervix, we'll get that drawing in and up sensation. So how do you know if you actually do this practice correctly? Well, you can do different things. One thing is, you can, if we think of the whole of the pelvic floor, you can literally just cup your hand on your pelvis. So if this is your pelvis, you can literally just rest your hand, heel of the hand near the pubic bone, and just rest. You're not pushing or touching anywhere. You can do this with your clothes on, just resting the hand. And then maybe you just feel the breath. The inhale probably will expand, the exhale drawing slightly in. So you can feel that pulsation just by resting your hand very gently over your vulva. The other thing is that you can actually see that movement of expansive and contraction. So you can literally take a mirror out and have a look. Does it push down or does it expand? You don't want the pushing down sensation, you want the expansion and rising up. You can insert a finger into the vagina and you can get the same sensation. You can get help with this, if you have a male partner, that can be the point of contact, and you can see if you can, of the vaginal muscle, draw in and upwards towards your cervix. And you could even connect to the different parts of the vaginal canal here. The same connection is really with the anal sphincter muscle. It's the same drawing in and up. Like if you have a straw and you draw in the whatever you're drinking from the straw, that is that same in and up. And the same thing with the muscles around the urinary tract. So in and up, and the release, very important. Now, if you're still confused about this, you have the option, obviously, to see a professional person. And I highly recommend, especially if you have prolapse or any other issues around the pelvis. If you're a new mom, you're given birth, whether it's a C-section birth or vaginal birth, seeing a physical therapist or any other practitioner who can actually assess internal examination. If you do the pelvic floor practices correctly, I would also recommend for you to do that. So practice, have a look, feel and explore.